Hello friends, Itza with Itza Thoughts here, and we are here to work on page 3 of our art journal. And for this tutorial, we're going to need a couple of stuff. And I'm going to show you guys a really cool way to get some dimensional texture just by using your multi-medium gel. And we're going to need a phrase. Mine says it's never too late to find out who you want to be. And this came to mind because it hasn't been a long time that since I got started, like really start working with making canvases and using mixed media techniques and stuff like that to create canvases and journals and stuff like that. So it just kind of it hit me earlier on this year that this was something that I was really enjoying, a little bit more so than scrapbooking and a little bit more so than making jewelry. Making jewelry was always my first passion. I started off with crafts by making jewelry and progressed to scrapbooking, and then from there I branched out to crocheting and making altered items and altering whatever I could possibly get my hands on and transforming it into art. But it's been just about a year and a half or so that I have really gotten into mixed media, where I've created a lot of journal pages, and I've created a lot of canvases, and I'm really liking it. Basically because it's the type of craft where you can incorporate everything into. You can incorporate scrapbooking, you can incorporate, even fabric and crochet, and you can incorporate beads, and you can incorporate all kinds of stuff into mixed media. And I am really having a lot of fun with it, and I am really having a lot of fun making tutorials and sharing all of these tips and tricks with you guys. So I am just rediscovering the fact that I like to be an educator, and I am slowly branching out and slowly building up the confidence to really put myself out there. And it takes really a certain type of character to really just put yourself out there and not get offended whether people don't like your art or if they don't have good things to say about it. It's really difficult if you're not the type of person that is used to hearing stuff like that. So for a lot of us, it's a little scary putting ourselves out there and sharing our art, and that's just our insecurity speaking. And I have always been a little bit insecure, and through mixed media I am finding that part of me that just really likes it and really likes putting it out there, and embracing good and bad. So it's taken me a little bit to get used to critics and this and that from different people, but that's also the exciting part of it. That keep in mind that not everybody is gonna like what you make, and keep in mind that you're making your art to for yourself, to heal yourself, to release stress. You're making this art for you first and foremost, and just everybody has different tastes, different likes, different fashion senses. So it's kind of exciting and a little nerve-wracking, and it takes a little bit of getting used to. But I think I'm coming around slowly but surely, and this is what this page is about. This page is about us discovering who we want to be, and it doesn't matter how old we are, it doesn't matter how our age is just nothing but a number. So always keep that in mind. And I tend to be, playful and cheerful, but yet my art reflects the darker side of me. So today I'm going to show you guys how I work with steampunk, which at first was very nerve-wracking to me to dive into steampunk. But I think I'm really getting the hang of it, and I'm getting the concept of it, and I'm really liking it. Steampunk is like a mechanical world where you would see gears and nuts and bolts, but yet it's beautifully arranged. It's like, I really like the Victorian slash steampunk, and I also am really liking the gothic slash steampunk type of art. And today I'm going to share with you guys some of those techniques. So you're also going to need some kind of clip art image. Now this is a clip art image. These are clip art images that I've gotten. I've either purchased over the internet, or somebody has given these clip arts to me, or just through research. There's certain websites that let you have free clip art. So it's highly recommended that if you're going to be doing any kind of mixed media art, to always have a wide variety of clip art for you to grab inspiration from, or to just to play with and alter and work with. So today I'm going to use this image here of this girl here, and I have just like hundreds of files where I have different discs that have different images, different styles, different themes. So I was going through one of my discs yesterday, and I came across this image, and I've used this image in a past art project. I think I used it for a domino, and I really like it, so I'm gonna go with it for my third page. So you're gonna need a clip art, some kind of phrase. For steampunk, I'm using these chipboard gears, and these gears I purchased from Coffee Break Designs, and they have some really cool stuff for you guys to work with if you like mixed media. They have a lot of fun things to work with over at the Coffee Break Designs. So this is a highly recommended website. I'm going to use, they have two different sizes, so I'm going to use the big ones and the little ones. You can use any type of gears, chipboard, metal, whatever type of gears you guys have access to. I'm also going to use a couple of stamps, and these are just to give texture. These are like different types of scripts, and these are my mixed media background texture stamps. And I'm also going to use this little swirly thing chipboard piece that I got from Lindy Stamp Gang. And you guys can purchase Lindy Stamp Gangs at lindystampgangs.com, or we're also going to have them available pretty soon. Some fabulous Lindy Stamp Gang projects and supplies that we're being sponsored with, so you guys are going to have a lot of fun with that. And this is going to be page 3 of our art journal, and I'm going to use these old alpha stickers that I've had and I've no longer used because I got rid of all the good letters. I'm left with all the P's and W's and Z's and type of letters. So I'm going to try to incorporate those somehow. And I'm using this piece of mesh. This is a fabric mesh that I'm going to use to create a really cool textured background. I'm going to use it as a stencil, so to speak. So I'm going to use that, and I'm going to use my heavy multi-medium gel. And we're going to need our first step is always going to be applying our gesso. So I'm going to apply my layer of gesso now. I think that creating art and this type of art is really therapeutic, and I mainly use art to just release stress and get out of my ordinary everyday life, you know. Lets me explore like unknown territories through my art. And I always just amaze myself every time of all the crafty stuff that I come up with. And sometimes I'm like, oh my God, where was that hidden? You know, like, how did I do that? I think art and music are is what feeds our soul, you know, keeps us young at heart, keeps us our gears rolling. And it's very hard for me to go a long period of time without crafting. It's been really hard for me since this move. It's been taking me a little longer than expected to organize my craft area. That I'm really enjoying having these tutorials for you guys. Okay, so not perfect. I have applied my first coat of gesso to my surface here, and again we're using cardboard to build our pages. I'm going to heat set this really quick. Okay, and I'm going to use some Lindy Stamp Gang sprays, and I'm going to be using tones of orange, tones of red, and maybe some purple, and maybe some bronze, and shades, rustic shades like that. So I'm gonna also use a stencil and some modeling paste. So I think I'm gonna use a brick stencil for this. Or no, I'm gonna use this clock stencil. And this one I purchased again through Saw Crafters. These have different types of watches. I think it goes perfect with my phrase here where it says it's never too late to find out who you want to be. So I'm going to apply, before I add any color or anything to my page, I'm going to add some modeling paste. And I'm using from Basics modeling paste. And I like their multi-medium gel very much. I use it all the time, but I ran out. And I'm running out of the modeling paste also. So with my spatula here, my palette knife, I'm going to spread some modeling paste on top of my stencil. And I'm not doing it at all perfect. I'm not applying the modeling paste perfectly on the whole entire stencil. I'm only doing it in certain areas. Okay. Now I'm just, instead of wiping all of the modeling paste off of my palette knife, I'm just gonna kind of scrape it onto my surface here. This is just gonna add some very cool texture. Okay, let me just get some tape here and cover that back up. And this is the frugal part of me coming out, peeking out, not wanting to waste anything. So I added my gesso, I added my my modeling paste. Just gonna heat set this really quick. Okay. The next thing is I'm gonna kind of eyeball where I want to have my clipboard image and where I want to have my my phrase here. So let me just rip off the edges of my clipboard image to give it a really rustic, roughed up look. Why does the phone always ring when I'm doing a show? And when I'm not, it doesn't. Okay, so I am going to, with my ink pad, I'm just gonna go around the edges to grunge it up. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing to my quote here. So I am going to okay, so my image is going to be more on the center than anywhere else. So I know, to more focus more on the edges. Okay, so next we're going to come in with our Lindy Stamp Gang sprays, and this is Kissing Kaniki Coral. I'm just randomly spraying that. And I also want to use a Red Hot Poker Orange. This is a Starburst. And Kissing Kaniki Coral, that's a Flat Fabio. And this is just a little darker than the Kissing Kaniki. I really like these names. I wonder how they come up with them. And all I'm doing is distributing the Lindy Stamp Gang sprays throughout my page. And I really like the way that looks. So I'm going to heat set it. Ooh, I like that. I really like this orange. It's like a coppery type of orange. Really cool. Okay, now I'm coming in with a mixture of and It's also really fun to just do a variation of the types of sprays you do. Like in some of the pumps, don't push the sprayer all the way in. Do it just a little bit, dab it just a little bit, and it creates these really cool effects. Not sure if the camera is capturing that splatter effect. I kind of want to move this around a little bit, so I'm gently just tapping and it creates these really cool dots. Can you see those dots? These dots here, and I created just by tapping while my Lindy spray was still damp. I just kind of tapped randomly and it created those cool spots. So I'm going to bring my image back. I'm really liking the way it's looking. I'm gonna punch out some of these little gears. These are really cool gears, and the chipboard isn't really thick, but it's not like too thin either. I'll show you guys up close how these look. You know what? I really like the way this looks, just the way it is. Just the way it is. I really like these little spots here a lot. Sometimes it just doesn't really take a lot. I might just add a few gears here and there that I'm gonna emboss, but this is just wow. This is the kind of stuff that you create when you don't really think about it. You know, I took out all these different things that I wanted to compile onto this page, that at the end of the day I only ended up using just a fraction of what I intended to use. It's really mind-boggling to me. Let's see who that is. Hello. I'm in the middle of a video. My husband. Oh, that guy. Sorry about that. But so far, this is basically what it's going to look like. I love that little corner there. Kind of want to spray some more, but I don't want to mess it up. I think that's it. I don't think I want to add much to this page. I have this clock here. This is a wood chip piece. No, I think it kind of overpowers some of this. So all I'm going to do to the rest of these chipboard pieces is I'm going to emboss them. So really quickly, I'm going to show you guys the technique with this, using this piece of netting that I had, and I'm going to use it with my multi-medium gel. And the trick to this technique is for you to be very generous with your gel medium. You're going to pounce it on to your surface, and you have to be nice and generous with it, and it creates a really cool translucent type of texture look. Kind of looks like it was embossed, but it's not. And I'm going to do that in certain areas randomly. So here's a nice portion, a nice glob of medium gel. Now I'm pouncing it on to my surface. And you carefully lift. And you can see, before the glue dries, you can see kind of, I'm not sure if the camera is capturing, but these are little diamond shapes. This is a fun way where you can use ordinary objects to create fun textured backgrounds onto your mixed media projects. Cool. This is going to look really cool when it dries. I'm going to help it along a little bit, and then I'm going to set it aside and work on my gears. You know, before this fully dries and it's still kind of matte, I'm going to sprinkle on a little bit of embossing powder. With my finger, I'm just going to press it down. And this color is Midnight Copper Obsidian, and this is a Lindy Stamp Gang embossing powder. Really like the way the glue kind of bubbles. I'm going to put this aside and I am going to emboss my gears. And I have actually, I'm going to do them in different ways. I'm going to do half one way and then the other half another way. So these I'm going to emboss, and to do that I need my, where is my ink pad? And I need a piece of cardstock. Okay. So I'm just gonna get my black ink and I'm gonna press my gears into it. And I'm gonna use again my Midnight Copper Obsidian. And I'm also using Angel Wings Gold. Moving those aside, and I'm going to put the extra embossing powder back into the container. Okay, and I'm going to do these in the angel wings gold. I think this is one of my favorite embossing powders from Lindy Stamp Gangs. I really like this one. It has a nice shimmer, nice gold shimmer. And I'm just going to put the rest back into the jar. Okay, and now I'm going to heat set them. Okie dokie. Let's get started here. Ooh, I like that. Cool. Oh, where's my little one? Okay. So I'm gonna put these aside. Look how cool these look. I really like that obsidian one. Can you guys see that? Look really cool. Okay, and these last ones I'm going to glitter up. And I'm going to use Arlene's tacky glue. And I'm going to use some glitter. This is Crystal Fine Glitter by Martha Stewart. Before I do that, I want to kind of, okay, I'm going to get my glue and cover my entire gear with it. This is a really fun technique. I really like altering my glitter this way. This way, the only color glitter that I purchase is the clear one. Because with this technique, using Lindy Stamp Gang sprays, you can create your own color of glitter to best accommodate your project. Okay, so now I added a layer of glue to my gears, and I'm going to sprinkle them with the glitter. Completely cover them up. Okay, getting my craft knife, picking them up. Making sure I'm unclogging all the little parts of my gear correctly. Oops. Okay, now I'm going to put my glitter back into my jar. Oh wow, somebody's really getting it. Not sure if that was a police car or an ambulance. Now I still have this one, and I really like the way these the Angel Wing Gold embossing powder looks. So I'm going to use that embossing powder for my little swirly thing here. And I need to bring my ink. And it's going to be used like this. So and this is like a navy blue color ink. It is a Crafters acid-free pigment ink, and it's color Midnight. It's a really pretty shade of blue. And my Angel Wing embossing powder. Ooh. Putting the extra back to my container. Okie dokie. Now I'm bringing my swirly back, putting my heat gun, and I'm heat setting my embossing powder. Okay, look at that. I'm not sure if the camera really captures. So I'm bringing back my glittered ones. And I am going to spray these with Lindy Stamp Gang sprays, the glittered ones only. And I'm going to use I'm going to use two colors. I'm using the Red Hot Poker Orange again. And I'm using this darker shade of red. Look at what a cool effect. You guys see that? So now it's just bringing everything together. Okay, so I'm going to glue everything down with my tacky glue. A little swirly doodad here. Okay. I'm going to add my gears. The good thing about wet adhesive is that it still gives you that time to reposition your whatever you're gluing down, just in case you don't end up liking the way it looks. And this is my third page. I think I'm just going to distress it a little bit, just around the edges. There you go. Simple and fast. Creating backgrounds with modeling paste, using Lindy Stamp Gang color sprays, stencils, and a clip art image with a phrase and some gear embellishments. So this is my third page, and I think that's about all I'm going to do to this page. I don't really think I'm going to do anything else to it. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do anything else to it. I'm just kind of looking at it, trying to figure out what I'm going to do. But I don't think it needs anything else. No, it doesn't really need anything else. I'm just gonna leave it like that, and I'm gonna go over it again with my heat tool just to make sure that everything is dry before I move on. Okay, so this is my third page, and I'm gonna do one more page, or I'm gonna try to finish one more page. So this is what my art journal so far is looking like. Oops. So I will stop the recording now.